Recently, a lot of people have been interested in how to build a candy machine that burns SPL tokens, for example, burning BONK. Aaron has a quick guide for you that will guide you through the process of creating a candy machine that requires users to burn any SPL token in order to mint an NFT. Aaron, take it away.
Hey guys, Aaron here with QuickNode. In order to get started, you're going to need your terminal, you're going to need your command line. You need Solana CLI installed. I'll drop a link below. You're going to have to follow those instructions. And you're going to need to download and install Candy Machine Sugar, but they've, on their download page, got an alpha release, and it should say CMV3. And so we're going to just double check that I have both of those installed. You can check your Solana by doing Solana-V. You should see a little menu like this. If you scroll up, there should be a version 1.14. So I think I'm pretty new. I'm going to go ahead and clear my terminal, and I'm going to do sugar. I think it's capital V for sugar. So we're going to do that. And you'll notice here the Alpha Candy Machine V3. That means you're good to go. All right. So the way I've got my project structured here is I've got a project directory, and then I've got a Candy Machine folder, which is where I'm going to create my Candy Machine and put all my assets. I've got a reference folder here. That's just in case I need to check my notes during the video. So you don't need that. And then a website folder that will actually go build a front end real quick using the Solana dApp scaffold. So I'm going to actually navigate here to Candy Machine directory. If you don't already have a wallet, a Solana wallet, you're going to need to just make one real quick. And so I like to use Solana keygen grind. And you can do this cool starts with function to type in something, interesting to you, like BONK. I'll do QN for QuickNode. And I, of course, spell the thing wrong. Make sure you spelled it right. It's keygen, not grind. Keygen space grind should work. And it should generate a new key pair for you that has a JSON file. So you see it's written here. I like to do that, copy that value, and you see you got a private key or secret there, and then go back to my resources. We don't need that open. You should be able to, what I like to do is rename that to wallet, like I have here, so wallet.json. So that's the file I'm going to be using, wallet.json. And then we're going to do Solana config set. We're going to set our key pair to should be wallet.json. And great. And to be, in case we end up changing directories, it's actually not a bad practice to copy the full path and do the same thing instead of doing a reference to that, actually do a complete. So we've got our whole full file path. So even if we move directories, we're still pointing to that same file. So if you're on DevNet like I am here, you should be able to do a Solana airdrop 1. This is going to request a token, and you can actually do -u, which is URL devnet. And if I spelled everything correct, hopefully that'll work. We should get an airdrop request and get ourselves some Solana. The next thing I'm going to do actually is go ahead and connect to QuickNode endpoint. It's going to perform quite a bit better than the public RPC. We'll drop instructions below for how to get a node, but once you've got an account, it's free to sign up. You can just copy your URL, and you're going to do Solana config set, and we're going to set the URL to the URL that we copied from there. We should now have our RPC set to QuickNode and our wallet keeper path to this wallet.json. So we should be good to go. Inside my Candy Machine folder, I've got an archive folder I've just run through this once before. And then I've got my assets. I used actually Chick Tribe's tool to generate the assets. You can do whatever you like, but I have images named 0, 1, and 2 .png. And then I've got my metadata files associated with this, and I'll drop the link to this so you guys can use these and modify them if you'd like. And so if we do sugar, H should give us a help menu. And there's one thing that's really helpful I like to do before starting is it's sugar And I think it is sugar validate. It's just going to make sure that all of our metadata looks good before we even get started. So it's going to go ahead and do that. Loading assets. We're great. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and do sugar. It is launch, I believe. Yeah, launch is going to create. It's always helpful to go to this menu. Launch is going to create a candy machine for my assets. And so that's what we want to do. There's a few different ways to do this, but launch will go through all the steps in one. So it's kind of a convenient thing for us to do. Could not find a config file. We didn't create one for this, so we're going to have it create one for us. I'm going to say yes. We've got 3 assets. Is that correct? Yes. Burn, is that the name? Yes. Seller fee basis points. I don't need any royalties here, so I'm going to say 0. Do we want to do a sequential mint? That means like 1, 2, 3 in order. I'm going to say no to that. Have it be random. Creator wallets. I'm going to have 1 creator wallet. We'll just have mine. Do this myself. How many enter the creator wallet address? I got my wallet address here that we'll be using in my guide. So I think I can just paste that in. And then I'm going to have the royalties, even though it doesn't matter since it's 0%, I'm going to have 100% of those royalties go to this wallet since I'm not doing any other ones. Any special features, spacebar to select options, enter when done. We don't need anything special. We're going to use Bundler for our upload. If you have a different preference, feel free to use it. We're going to use Bundler this time. Do you want your NFTs to remain mutable? If you want them to be immutable, the answer is no, which I'll do that. And this sugar process should start to do the upload on its own. And every once in a while, you run into one of these block hash not found. That's okay. You should be able to continue the process. I'm going to go back into sugar. You see it's already started sugar upload. I'm going to go ahead and do that and finish the process that already started. Really cool things about sugar is it'll create this this cache file, so it kind of remembers where you are in the process. We've had a successful upload, which is great. All of our uploads are done. And so now, and I like to go to help. It's just a reminder of next steps. But the next thing we want you to do is a sugar deploy. This is basically saying we want to put our candy machine on the network. While it's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and jump into this config.json it generated. It's got all the details about our mint. But you'll notice something interesting here. We talked a little bit earlier about candy guards, defaulted here to null. And we're going to need to change that in order to do the burn that we're hoping to do on the at the other end of this. Let's see, something didn't work. Error running command. Candy machine didn't exist. I get this error back every once in a while when running a candy machine. There is a candy machine verify. Isn't there a, pretty sure one of these is like a verify, reveal, show, sign, update, upload. Let's just try a sugar verify. I think maybe that's not right, but one found IBER BONK number, invalid items, cache updated, rerun, deploy. Okay, let's just follow the instructions. Maybe that'll be the right thing to do. Not a block hash error. Let's see. Sometimes DevNet's a little wonky. Awesome. We have deployed. We are good. I think I can run verify now and it should be happy. Awesome. So we've got our candy machine address. If I go to config, we should, or excuse me, cache, we should have a candy machine that I can go back over to Solana Explorer. Make sure you're on the same network. I'm on DevNet. You should be able to see. I know this is correct. I recognize the assigned program ID. That's Candy Machine version 3. Awesome. So we're in business. But we're not quite done. I've got one other thing to do here, candy guards. Candy guards null is not going to cut it. We need to add, I'm going to try to do this from memory. It's probably a mistake. A default candy guard, which is an object. Oops. I'm already met it. Let me just, I'm going to go here and get my, I've got this in notes because I knew I would type it wrong. Oh no, I had it right. Look at that. Where is my config? We need to basically add the candy guard here, the default candy guard. And Why isn't it happy about that? Does that need to be in an object? Yeah, it does. Okay. So we basically have here our default candy guard is going to be the token burn candy bar guard. I'm going to have it burn. I've created some devnet bonk. This is the mint. If you guys want some, I can send you some. Just let me know. This looks like 100,000, but it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's actually one bonk because of BONK has 5 decimals, and that's how the SPL token program works. So if you actually want to do more than, if you want to do 1, you have to do 1 times 1 to the 5th power. We'll do 100, so it'll be 100 times that amount. Whatever, we'll burn 1,000 BONK. So 1,000 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 to the 5th power. All right, we have to set that candy guard here, so I'm going to clear this because there's too much going on here. Sugar, we'll do H. I'm pretty sure there's a guard function. Yep, and I'll do sugar guard H, and you should see here there's an add, and let's give that a shot. Sugar guard add. Let's just run that and see what happens. Really having some trouble with these block hash layers at the moment. Awesome. Let's just check the signature confirmation and make sure we're good to go. Confirmed. All right. Candy guard wrap. Awesome. We're good. And what this is really doing is actually giving the mint authority of your candy machine to a candy guard. And now that candy guard basically will control the mints going forward based on the parameters that you've set, which for us is somebody has to burn some BONK, which is great. All right, what are we going to do next? We need to create our front end. So I have in here a link to the dApp scaffold. I'm going to copy this to clone it. From here, I'm going to clear my terminal. I'm going to go up one directory, and I've got my website directory already created. Let me just confirm that this is empty. Yes. So I'm going to paste this clone repo with a dot at the end of it. And that should just clone all the contents into my website folder. And I'm going to do a yarn install. Hopefully I left my dependencies in here. I did not. I'm going to get those while it's installing. We're going to need the Metaplex JavaScript SDK for this, which I believe is right there. We might even need the SPL token program. I'm not positive. Oops. But we'll cross that bridge if we need it. So I'm going to do yarn Metaplex JS yarn install. Come on. Or Pat, sorry. And I think if I recall correctly, we need to install a .env in here. Let me just check my package.json. And I'm sorry, I'm not explaining everything. I'm trying to do a speed run just to show you how fast you can actually do all this. I just installed env, which is going to allow us to echo .env. And this is where we're going to save our RPC, which is basically like your private API, so that you don't want folks to have access to that. I have mine. Sorry, wrong file. What are we going to call this? We call it here. I'll just copy it from this. We're going to create in our .env a next_public_RPC and drop it there. And I need to do one thing since we're using Next.js, which is our dApp scaffold kind of framework. we're going to modify our module exports. And I'm just copy and pasting this from what I've done. I can add this for you guys later if you'd like. Awesome. The other great thing, well, let's just go ahead and do a quick yarn dev and make sure that the website actually works. We'll go back here. I think I have localhost open. Do a quick refresh. Awesome. Rather than creating a big fancy mint site, the only thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to change this airdrop button into a mint button for our Candy Machine. So I'm going to exit that and go into my website, and in source components, I should have an airdrop, request airdrop, and I'm just going to say mint NFT. I'm going to rename it, and I'm going to update the imports for it. I'm going to rename the file here mint NFT because I just want to use the exact same button. I just want to change what happens when we click it. Mint NFT. Button, when it executes, we're going to do on click, which is great. I'm going to delete all that. Oops. And I'm going to delete that. So our callback doesn't have any dependencies. I don't think we need any for this. I'm going to drop for you guys the function I'm going to use. I'm just going to grab it from this site I made earlier, components, just to make sure I don't get anything wrong. Grab all of the contents of this, and I'm going to pull it down. And so we got to do a couple of imports because we added Metaplex to our repo. So we need to import Metaplex from SDK. We're using connected here. I don't need that actually. That's just a console log. I'm going to get rid of that. Let's see if it'll just add this wallet adapter. No. Wallet adapter identity is a way to connect to your Solana wallet through Metaplex JS SDK. We do need our wallet adapter. Previously, the airdrop function just used this public key. So we're going to do const wallet adapter equals use wallet. Pretty sure that's how they're using, or I'm using that. We're going to need public key from Solana. I don't need lampposts per soul, but I do need public key. All right, I need my Candy Machine address. So if we go back to our Candy Machine config, my cache, I'm gonna go to Candy Machine. Awesome. And I need to go back to Mint. So I'm gonna put in my Candy Machine address there, and the collection update authority, which should be the address I used to create the collection because I didn't do anything fancy there. Solana address, I think will give that to me using the same address. All right, I think we should be good to go. Let's go ahead and do a yarn dev and restart this page. We're gonna get an error because I didn't import this component yet. So if I go back to probably pages, I think this is in view, home view. And we need to request mint NFT. And I'll mint NFT. I think that will do it. I forget where we are. Oh, Metaplex needs us to call the SPL token program. So we need to do yarn add SPL token program. I think once that runs, we should be able to do yarn dev. And I'm hopeful that we can mint an NFT. I'm going to do one thing real quick while that's loading. Just make sure. All right, cool. I need to go to developer settings. I need to pick DevNet, I'm on it. Awesome. And then I'm going to choose this demo wallet that I think has some DevNet BONK. Awesome. Great. Mint button looks like it's there. I'm going to go ahead and connect my wallet. Connect. It's got my balance, and let's give it a go. Wallet not connected. All right. I've had this happen once before, where it didn't like my callback function here. So let's just try this without the callback and see if that works. Send 1,000 BONK. This is a UI thing associated with Phantom. It should actually say burn. I'm not entirely sure why it does that, but I don't know if we're going to get a notification the way this little app is built. But let's see if we see anything in our Phantom. I waited a long time to approve that transaction. So I did get approval or a successful transaction right now. And if we scroll down, we should see a token loss from my account of 1,000 BONK tokens and a new token minted. It looks like we should be able to scroll down here and see a burn function. I'm going to just search for it. There's a lot of this NFT stuff happening. Token burn 1,000 BONK tokens. Awesome. So that worked. And let's just see if we got our NFT. So the token, this guy, I burned BONK. So if I go into my wallet, I've got an old thing in here, but there it is. I burned BONK. Awesome. Great job. Hope that wasn't too fast. But I just really wanted to convey here how quickly you can put something like this together. There's a lot of tools off the shelf that make this super easy. And yeah, I really think that Candy Machine Sugar is great, and the dApp scaffold, if you haven't played around with it, is an awesome starting point to accelerate any of your quick little projects. Hope this was helpful. If it was, let me know. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We'll talk soon. See you guys.